the most controversial people in the history of love and hip-hop, Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris, were recently banned from reality TV. This comes after years of drama, betrayals, and headline-grabbing moments. But what exactly transpired behind the scenes that led producers to make this drastic decision? According to sources, it all started with a violent and chaotic backstage altercation. But wait, there's more to this story than what's being reported. Was this really just one fight? Or was there something much bigger brewing behind the scenes? Betrayals, secret alliances, and shocking revelations. This scandal is deeper than anyone could have ever imagined. The tension between Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris had been simmering beneath the surface for weeks. But no one expected that. It would explode into a brawl that would end their careers and shake the entire love and hip-hop franchise. It all happened at a private closed-door meeting after the show's taping, where cast members were supposed to air out their differences before the official reunion episode. No cameras, no pressure, just a chance to clear the air. Reports indicate that Kirk and Mendeecees Harris are reportedly done for good after years of being reality TV royalty. Kirk and Mindy had never been close, but they respected each other until recently, when rumors started to circulate that Mindy had been calling Kirk reckless behind his back, calling him a has-been who only remained relevant because of Rashida's hustle. At first, Kirk dismissed it, arguing that love and hip-hop thrived on drama, and loose lips were nothing new. But when multiple people came forward, the situation escalated to the point where Kirk could no longer ignore it. Whispers escalated into full-fledged accusations, men allegedly telling producers that Kirk was desperate to start a fake beef in order to stay on the show. Andy claimed that Kirk was a liability, adding nothing new to the franchise other than old scandals and tired drama, but Kirk wasn't about to let his legacy be disrespected, according to insiders. Kirk pulled Mindy aside before the reunion taping to settle the matter amicably, but Mindy refused to back down. If you're worried about what I'm saying, perhaps you should fix what's broken. Before security could intervene, Kirk snapped and pointed a finger at Mindy, who laughed mockingly, sending Kirk over the edge. At that point, everything went completely out of control. Within seconds, chairs crashed, glasses shattered, cast members screamed, and security rushed in to separate. Then, Rashida desperately tried to pull Kirk away, but it was too late. The damage had already been done, and the worst part was that it was all caught on camera. Someone in the room took out their phone, and as soon as Kirk and Mindy threw punches, the footage spread like wildfire. This wasn't your average reality TV drama, as clips of the wildfire appeared on social media within minutes, shocking fans and sending the Love and Hip Hop production team into full panic mode. According to one producer, the fight was so vicious and intense that production had no choice but to shut everything down immediately. Behind the scenes, executives were already making a decision that no one saw coming. Fights were common in reality TV, but this one was too extreme, too raw, and too destructive. Before the night was over, an emergency meeting was called on the verdict of Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris were going to receive the worst punishment of their careers. And this time, there was no turning back. The fight ended quickly and severely, and within hours, the Love and Hip Hop production team was dealing with the crisis. It wasn't just about broken chairs and shattered egos. The network executives were furious. Reality TV thrives on drama, so some pushing and shoving was to be expected, but this time it was different. Two longtime cast members got into a brawl that could have resulted in serious injuries. And worse, the video leaked and fans saw it all. I've already examined every second of the video, and I've examined every single second of it. I never thought that Kirk and Mindy would get into a full-on fight, as evidenced by the way Mindy lunged at him, the sound of glass breaking in the background, and the explosive reactions on social media. Some fans supported Kirk, saying that Mindy had no right to disrespect a Love and Hip Hop original. Everyone agreed that this was one of the biggest scandals in the franchise's history. And the executives were worried about more than just the public's reaction. They were also worried about their reputation. The fight had gotten out of control and there were legal issues. The decision was made because sponsors were worried that letting Kirk and MC stay would send the wrong message. The next morning, Kirk and MC received the call that they were officially fired from Love and Hip Hop. As he paced back and forth in their Atlanta home, Kirk reportedly told Rashida, "No warning, no second chances, just gone." He was shocked because they haven't done anything like this before. They need me. I've been here since the beginning, but Rashida saw it coming. You put your hands on MC and it went viral. They had no choice. Kirk wasn't trying to hear it. His mind was racing with frustration. Received the same call, his whole body tensed as he heard the words, "We're letting you go." He shook his head. "I bring too much to this show," but Yandi wouldn't have it. She grabbed her phone and snapped, "They're just going to throw you out after everything. After we brought stories about their relationships, legal battles, and family struggles to the show." But it didn't matter. Yandi rubbed her temples. "Look, we're done with the phone calls and blog posts." But other cast members began to weigh in, and soon the story wasn't just about the fight. According to all reality TV insiders, a number of networks were now hesitant to collaborate with them, viewing them as liabilities because of how quickly things had gotten out of hand. One producer even told the source, "If Kirk and MC can't keep it professional, how can we trust them on another show?" It was a cascading effect, with sponsorship deals being put on hold, potential spin-offs being scrapped, and their entire reality TV careers hanging by a thread. However, Kirk and MC weren't going down without a fight. So he immediately called up his legal team to discuss his options with them. Waves through the entertainment industry, but Kirk was already anticipating what might happen if they thought, "I'm just going to disappear." He said to a friend, "I built my name with I don't need Love and Hip Hop, and I'll make my own moves suddenly." The war wasn't just between them, but between them and the entire Love and Hip Hop empire. Could they really recover from this, or was this the end of their reality TV careers for good? Kirk, always the businessman, moved quickly and understood the power of public perception. And if he was going to salvage his career, he needed to control the narrative. Instead of backing off, he made sure the public heard his side. He was a TV star and a mainstay of the genre, deeply ingrained in Love and Hip Hop. Just days after his firing, Kirk sat down for an exclusive interview with the major blog, speaking directly into the camera. He laid out everything that had happened between him and MC, saying it was unfortunate, but at the end of the day, "I was defending my honor, especially on my own turf. I've been with Love and Hip Hop since day one, and I put in the work for them to just cut me off like that, which is foul." It wasn't just the altercation that infuriated him, though. It was the betrayal. It was the same show that had chronicled his highs and lows and his family. In the meantime, MC was dealing with his own problems. Love and Hip Hop hit him hard, but he wasn't about to sit back and take it lying down. Unlike Kirk, who went straight to the media, MC took a different approach that could change everything about the fight. He began by sharing an emotional Instagram live session. "I don't regret standing up for myself. I've always been about respect, and I won't let anyone disrespect me on or off camera." Declared firmly that, of course, Yandi was by his side, her face a mask of control, and that, although she was upset, she understood how the game worked. She had been on reality TV long enough to know that he had been through worse than this, and that we always came out on top. But behind closed doors, DC wasn't so sure that being cut off from Love and Hip Hop was more than just a professional blow. It was personal. He had devoted years of his life to the show, putting his soul on camera, and with one mistake, it felt like everything he had built was being torn away. "I don't know if we're going to recover from this," he admitted during the live session, "that you guys haven't seen the last of me. It wasn't just that Kirk Frost and Mick Harris were fired. They were also reportedly banned from reality TV altogether for Mendeecees. That's when reality hit Love and Hip Hop. And that's what's left. However, Yandi wasn't one to sit around and mope. She was already planning their next move. We have our own brand now, and the fans love us, not just the show. We'll figure it out. At first, it seemed like just another rumor. But as the days went by, several network sources confirmed that Kirk and MCs were now deemed too dangerous to cast. Since reality TV thrives on drama, this went too far, and an insider revealed that nobody wants to deal with the possibility of losing control again. Even worse, Kirk was facing legal trouble. The news was devastating. Losing his job and his love was one thing, but being blacklisted was the end of his career. Rashida tried to reassure him, saying, "We'll figure something out, bae. You've got too much hustle in you to let this be the end." Kirk wasn't convinced, though, because he knew that staying relevant without TV exposure would be difficult. One night, his frustration was evident in his voice. "My influence, my in-commit, all dries up. I'm not about to be no." Meanwhile, Mindy was feeling the strain and his phone had gone eerily silent. When he called and his social media activity decreased, he vented to Yandi, saying, "We need to do something fast." However, Yandi was already ahead of the game, saying, "If they don't want us on their shows, we'll make our own show. We don't need them. We have the fan base. We have the following. Let's do this ourselves," as confidently as they sounded. Kirk and Mendeecees knew they were up against a huge challenge, as being blacklisted meant more than just not getting cast. It meant being shut out of an entire industry. Weeks went by and the situation only got worse. Once thrived on their drama conflicts and storylines, but now wanted nothing to do with them. The silence was dying. They had previously survived scandals, cheating allegations, business failures, and explosive interviews, but this time something felt different. Kirk began contacting industry contacts in the hopes of getting a spot on another reality show. He had already built relationships with producers for years, but every call ended the same way. "I wish I could help you." "Man," one producer said sadly, "but the network doesn't want that kind of heat right now. The fight was too intense. The backlash was too severe." And it wasn't just about the Kirk Frost and Mendeecees. Harris had to face the harsh reality that their reign in reality TV might be over one evening while waiting for a call that never came. Rashida tried to reassure Kirk that you have the clothing stores in Frost Bistro. But Kirk shook his head, saying, "That's not the point, Rashida. This is what I do. This is who I am. If they shut me out, how do I stay? We don't need VH1. She told MVCs with confidence. "We can take this to YouTube, the Zeus Network, Tub, or wherever we want. We own our brand. We don't need them." Meanwhile, Yandi was planning to make their personal brand into something bigger. Mendeecees found himself in a difficult situation. Felt like every door was slammed shut before he could even knock. Was spreading quickly, and fans were furious. Social media was ablaze with arguments about whether Kirk and Mendeecees deserved to be on the blacklist or if they were being unfairly punished because they created hip-hop and love. And now they're being removed. One fan tweeted, but Yandi wasn't fazed. "We just need to give them something they can't ignore." A former cast member spoke out on a podcast saying, "I've been in this game for years. And let me tell you, there's a line you don't cross." The says, on the other hand, were conflicted. He wasn't the type to sue because his prior experiences with the legal system made him hesitant. But he couldn't ignore Kirk's point that they had given everything to the franchise and now they were being left with nothing. Kirk wasn't just after a contract payout. He wanted damages and compensation for the years of dedication that had been erased in an instant. He knew his rights because he had spent years in the entertainment industry, according to industry insiders. If Kirk prevailed, it might set a precedent for reality TV stars. However, Kirk is retaliating, one expert said. But the lawsuit had consequences? Now that Kirk and Ems weren't just blacklisted, they were radioactive. No network, brand, or company wanted to be associated with them during the litigation. Rashida urged Kirk to drop it, but he refused. I'm not letting them win, Rashida. Meanwhile, Yandi saw the bigger picture and decided to launch their own reality show. She contacted independent producers, and soon the plan was underway for a new show, independent, uncensored, and raw. Kirk and Mendeecees may have been banned from Love and Hip Hop, but they weren't done yet. The real question is, will the fans follow them? Or is this really the end of the road? The industry is keeping a close eye on things, and the debate is still going strong. Should Kirk Frost and Mendeecees Harris be given another chance? Could they go too far? Will their independent comeback succeed? Or is this the end of their reality TV career? One thing is for sure, though, this scandal is far from over. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you don't miss any updates on this exciting story.